Imagine you're walking through a crowded mall, and suddenly you trip. Your hands fly out, you stumble, and for a split second, you're sure everyone saw it. You feel the heat rising in your neck, your heart races. You're convinced that every person in a 50-foot radius is laughing at you, or at least pitying your clumsiness. Or maybe it's a small stain on your shirt that you didn't notice until you arrived at the office. You spend the whole day hiding it, certain that your colleagues are judging you for being messy. But here's the shocking truth. Almost no one noticed, and even those who did, they've already forgotten about it. Welcome to Mind Tweezer, where we use our psychological tweezers to pull out the thorns of social anxiety. Today, we're exposing the invisible barrier between you and social freedom, the spotlight effect. The spotlight effect is a psychological phenomenon where we tend to believe we're being noticed and judged much more than we actually are. We live in a world where we are the protagonist of our own movie. Every thought, every blemish, and every awkward word is broadcasted in high definition in our own heads. Because we are so hyper-aware of ourselves, we naturally assume everyone else is just as focused on us. It feels like there is a giant, blinding spotlight following us everywhere we go, highlighting our every flaw for the world to see. But the reality, everyone else is also in their own spotlight. They are so busy worrying about their own hair, their own mistakes, and their own social spotlights that they simply don't have the mental bandwidth to notice yours. In the theater of life, everyone is too busy rehearsing their own lines to judge your performance. This isn't just a theory, it's a proven scientific fact. In a famous study at Cornell University, researchers asked students to put on a t-shirt with a giant, embarrassing picture of singer Barry Manilow. Now, for these college students at the time, wearing this shirt was considered social suicide. The students were convinced that at least 50% of people in the room would notice and remember the shirt. The result? Only about 23% actually noticed. More than half of what the participants predicted was purely in their heads. This gap between what we think people see and what they actually see is where our social anxiety lives. Our brain is a master of exaggeration. It takes a 1 out of 10 mistake and projects it on the screen of our consciousness as a 10 out of 10 disaster. Why is our brain so bad at estimating reality? It's because of something called the egocentric anchor. Since we are the center of our own universe, we use our own experience as the starting point for everything. We forget that other people don't have access to our internal state. When you feel nervous during a speech, you can feel your hands shaking. You assume the audience can see it too. But from their perspective, you look calm. They can't see the storm inside you. They can only see the surface. The spotlight effect is essentially a failure of perspective taking. We fail to realize that others are not looking at us through a magnifying glass, they are looking at us through the peripheral vision of their own busy lives. Understanding this is the first step to freedom. You are not the main character in everyone else's movie. You are a background extra, and that is a wonderful, liberating thing. So, how do we dim this imaginary spotlight? First, practice external focus. Instead of looking inward and monitoring your every move, look outward. Notice the details of the room, the color of someone's eyes, or the sound of the rain. By shifting your attention, you starve the spotlight of its fuel. Second, remember the rule of 18, 40, 60. When you're 18, you worry about what everyone thinks of you. When you're 40, you stop caring what they think, and when you're 60, you realize they were never thinking about you in the first place. You can start living with the wisdom of a 60-year-old today. Stop punishing yourself for being human. Everyone makes mistakes, everyone trips, and almost no one cares. If this video helped you untangle your thoughts today, hit the like button and subscribe to Mind Tweezer. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. See you in the next video. Thank you.